did cookies. I before this class, I baked 3 dozen cookies before
Oh,
we started. So yeah, I do cookies. I like baking. That's fun.
yeah.
So sausage balls. So y'all just like, Jimmy Dean sausage, Bisquick, that kind of thing.
Let's see. I can't even remember. I've only made them once. It's my dad's recipe, so
Oh, it's your
probably.
dad's.
Yeah. I think I made. Did I make them
What
last
do,
year?
what do you make? What do you make, Nick? Come on.
Man, last year I did cook. I had some deer backstrap,
Oh,
and
cool.
I wrapped it. Actually, used the backstrap. I probably shouldn't use that best cut, but I put some cream cheese and jalapenos and wrapped it in bacon and grilled it up. Man, it was really good.
That's
But
cool.
I more or less rely on the parents. I still let them,
How about you, Jason? What's your culinary expertise lead to with an appetizer?
Usually it's deer chili.
Yeah, chili's good. I like chili.
Yeah.
Chili's
Of course, I make
good.
it so spicy. Half everybody in my family doesn't like it.
Uh-oh. So are you a Tabasco man, or do you use different spices?
I use, jalapenos mainly.
Oh,
That's
okay.
and then I use the hot chili mix, which my parents don't like hot stuff at all, so it's always too hot for them.
That's
But
cool.
aunts and uncles and
As
cousins, they all
as
like it.
they as they come in to, I think they're getting their stuff going. I don't know if they can hear us yet or not, but one tip for you youngsters. If you go to the Indian section of your grocery store and get that chili powder that's listed under, or that you see in the Indian portion of your grocery store, it is about 10 times hotter than chili powder that we're accustomed to. It is very good if you like spicy chili. So
I'd try that out.
spicy Indian chili powder, it rocks. So we have Mr. Brown. Is Mr. Brown with us? Maybe not. I think they may be still trying to get. I'm not sure who C. Brown is.
I think that's Chase, right?
Cool. I assume that's at the store.
Yeah. Yep.
So I guess they're coming on. They're just maybe having some audio difficulty. And you guys are off tomorrow? Are you off?
Yes.
Nick and Jason? Cool.
Mm-hmm. I believe
I
so.
saw Nance sent something out. I don't pay attention to it because I don't follow the normal schedule with Mock. But anyway, I got I think I'm 13 or 14 chapters finished with my latest book. So I'm hoping to get it knocked out by the beginning of January.
Nice.
So
which one is
this?
this?
Be a month of service manager meetings.
Oh, nice.
And
Yeah, you have to
then
get a few copies of that when you get done.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna do. I'm gonna write up a book on 30 training exercises of what somebody can do either on their own or with a partner or something.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm gonna do that. So those are some of my goals. I saw you put up your goals. People got a couple of high fives for you.
Yeah.
That's good.
Took me long enough.
I like goals, babe.
Yeah.
Goals are good.
Can
Mr.
you hear us,
Brown,
Chase?
any luck yet? I guess not yet. I don't have his contact information to walk him through anything, but if they can hear us, you're not on mute. I'm not exactly sure if maybe it's a speaker issue on your end.
He said yes, I can hear.
He can hear. Cool. Awesome. Do you want to wait until you can talk to me, or we can do this in a lecture form?
Oh, it doesn't have a mic on.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, well then we'll do it in a lecture style. Is that cool, Mr. Brown? We'll just do a yeah. It says sounds God. And he said good. All right, that's what I was about to say.
Man,
I might be a decent trainer, but I don't want that job. No way. Okay, so we'll get started, and I'll introduce myself and share with you what I was hoping to do today. Utilize that chat window all you can. That's the best way. I'll check it as we go. Any questions, comments, concerns, just let me know and we'll make this work. I do appreciate the effort of coming in on December 23rd. It does show that we want to do the best we can, and I'm here for you. Not only today, but all the days going forward to express what my goal is with Zoom training. I used to travel 100 nights a year. And since COVID, we had to change our business model. But to tell you the truth, I think that it's worked really well. I have reached more people with fewer hours of dead time and wasted time for me and for the customer. And we have somebody else coming in. I'll let them in. Kelly is coming in. So we've changed our little platform up. It's been pretty good. I have a series of courses. This is the very first course that I give. It takes about 45 minutes. I can give it multiple times if you guys need to today. And I understand that we're working through you guys on the drive. So thanks for being a part of it. I hope that you get something out of this. I just have a very few things to focus on during today. I want to discuss the mock warranty with you guys, the way that I use it and use it in a pitch. Talk to you a little bit about the warranty brochure, and then just kind of set up the next classes and see what's best for you guys. Again, I don't need much notice. I rarely work on camera more than 4 hours a day. So I normally have about 4 hours to, work on my stuff and help other people in the company and do internal training. So really all I need is like a couple hours notice. If you ever want to jump on in the morning while I live in the mountain zone, if you guys have staff meetings at, 6:30 or 7 your time, I would love to be a part of that and just kind of watch your process and know that the more that I know about you, the more that I can help you. And that's what I'm here for. My background, I'm a former teacher and coach. I taught history and math and coached football, basketball, and track for middle school and high school for about 5 years. I got into the business 21 years ago as just a way to make some extra money. By the end of the summer, I was making a lot more money than I was when I was selling or when I was a teacher. So I never went back. And honestly, it's worked out great for my family and I. I live in south of Denver in Colorado. I grew up in Southeast Texas, lived there most of my life and left after a hurricane. So that's what I do. So if you can, with the chat, both Chase and Kelly, I got a question for you. Before we get started, I got a question for you. How often in the past 2 weeks, how often have you guys mentioned my mock warranty to any of your customers? In less than 5, more than 5? How often have you done that? In the chat, just drop down an answer. More than 5, that's what I want to hear. Good job. So maybe this class is a little bit of preach and it's a little bit of teach. I'm going to share my screen with you when I get my document pulled up. I'm glad to hear that we are expressing the benefits of that warranty. That's a real good thing. I tell you, I meet with a lot of folks and they leave that stone unturned, and I'm glad to hear or see that you guys are not. So as I share my screen, I want to make sure that you guys can see it okay. So Nick, if you see anything, Nick, is it cool? Do you see my screen all right?
Yep, I can see it.
Okay, cool. So I'm glad you guys are using the warranty. I want to share a little bit about it with you, express how I'd like to see it done. While I have my screen share on, I'm not going to be able to check the chat room. Nick, if you can still see the chat room as I do that, you can answer those questions. But okay, let me share with you. So Mock Central, I made a motto for us a few years ago: one vendor, one message, one goal. Nick and his team can sell you guys everything under the sun, from coffee creamer and office chairs and mats to bottled water and anything in between, with preventative maintenance and barrels of oil. So let me preach a little bit or ask a question. Are you being one vendor to your customers? If you are, great. If you're not, I want to challenge you on it. When your customers think of where to go to get their detail, are they thinking of Trotter? If your customers think of a paintless dent removal or where they go to get rim repair, are they thinking of Trotter? Or are you guys getting into a little tight mindset of just handling customers as they come in? I tell you, I've subscribed to Chris Collins' newsletters. He's a really good trainer. He's out of California. I get a lot of stuff from him. I think he's pretty energetic like I am. And he gave me a little notice that said that 72% of dealership maintenance ends when the powertrain warranty is over. So I want to challenge you guys to make sure that your customers know that you're the very best place to buy brakes. You're the very best place to buy tires. You're the very best place to buy anything that's automotive related. That's what I want to challenge you to do throughout the course of my classes and that course load. I'm going to be challenging you all the time to think outside of the box and think of what you can sell each and every second that you're with a customer. And the old adage is there's a close made with every transaction. Either they're closing you that they can't buy anything or you're closing them that they can. I want to offer so many options to the customer that they buy something. Now, I never want to offer anything that the customer needs, but I think there are so many things that the customer wants. They just don't know they want it until you share it with them. So are you that one vendor with your customers? Next, one message. What's your message? There are so many places to get your vehicle worked on in Arkansas. Why come to your place? And when they get there, why come and see you? I bet y'all got 5 or 6 advisors. What makes you the special advisor? What is your message? So I always challenge my people. Why should you be the vendor that people choose? What's your message? What do you tell them? Do you share with them how to save money, how to make money, how to protect their money? What are you doing? Are you great at inventory management? So I'll take it back off of share for a minute. What is your message? And are you getting it across to your customers? Because that's a challenge. In my next class, I dive into your personal strengths, but you got to be thinking of that right now. What makes you special? What is your message? And then finally, what's your goal? You are 80% more likely to reach your goal if you write it down. And we're in the season of New Year's resolutions. Don't get confused about making a resolution and making yourself a goal. Here's the difference. A resolution is kind of like a dream without a plan. A goal is that dream with a plan. So when I talk about goals, and I'm gonna give you a little goal sheet at the end of this and just offer it up to you, I can send it via email, I can do a bunch of things with it. But really all I wanna do is plant a seed and make you write down those goals. Your goals have to be 3 things. First, they gotta be measurable. You gotta have a number, you gotta have a letter, you gotta have a grade, you gotta have something that's measurable. So when I talk to you about your goals, don't tell me that your goal is to do the best we can. That ain't a goal, dude. That's a slogan. That's a mantra. It's not a goal. So they got to be measurable. Number 2, they got to be trackable. Don't just put a goal up there on the wall and never try, never track it, never show your own progress or regress. So it's got to be trackable. And finally, it's got to be attainable. I speak with Nick all the time. He's one of my favorite regional managers. You guys have a nice, young, energetic fella, and he's super knowledgeable. I love Nick to death. And I always talk to him about attainable goals. Don't just say that you want to increase your business triple. That's not going to happen next month. Get incremental success. Break your monthly goals down into weekly goals. Break your weekly goals down into daily goals, and break those daily goals into every single customer, and try to make every single customer count. If you guys have any questions or concerns, put it on the chat. I'm going to share my screen with you again. Or at least I want to. Here we go. Next, how do we do that? Well, one way that I think we do it is we brag on that mock warranty. Now I want to shed a little light on this. And again, if you have any questions or concerns, put them in the chat. There's 2 conditions with my mock warranty that I want to make sure you're aware of. First, the vehicle has to be 10 years old or newer. And how we do this is we count back from the current year. But since we're so deep into 2020, let me share with you what it's going to be in 2021. So you count 2021, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. So if it's a 2012 or newer and have 100,000 miles or fewer, it qualifies for your warranty. Now, I do a lot of statistical analysis in Colorado. That's where I live. I got a big group up here. They buy a bunch of stuff. And what I saw last month was their average car is up to 83,000 miles per vehicle. That's their average. I'm not sure what the average is in Arkansas at your dealership, but I'm probably pretty close, somewhere between 75 and 83,000. One of the things that's helping my company, I'm sure it's helping yours, is that people are keeping their vehicles longer. So as that mileage increases and as people keep their vehicle, we need to discuss this warranty. So let me go back to my screen share. Now, if they do any of my services, and my services are brake, coolant, diff, power steering, and trans, those come with a 30,000 mile warranty. 30,000 miles. So let me give you the scenario of the average vehicle. Average vehicle comes in, it's got 82,000 miles on it. If they were to do a coolant service, their warranty would run from 82,000 to 112,000 miles. Now, the beauty of it is if they do another one at 112, they can extend that warranty to 142,000. And that can happen forever. It's just that first service has to be done before 100,000 miles. Now, there's a little thing that we got to do this first time. There is a 60-day and 750-mile waiting period. Now, what that's for, I'll talk to you eye to eye here, I guess. This is just to help protect us and you from shenanigans. Some dude coming in saying, hey man, I want a transmission flush on my truck. They do one, 200 miles later, transmission goes out because it was already going out, all of that stuff. So there is a 60-day, 750-mile waiting period, but only for that first service. The other services are just going to roll right into the warranty. So it's 60 days, 750 miles to get on the warranty, but to stay on the warranty, absolutely nothing that you have to do. Oh, and this is a really good time to share with you too. Y'all don't have to register for the warranty, nor do your customers. Like there's none of that. There's no going on the internet and plugging in a number, and you don't have to do anything. You do not have to do one thing on that. I'll share with you how to make a claim in a minute. And I have an entire class about the warranty. I'm just kind of hitting the highlights, but I do want to share it with you. So next, there are two tiers of coverage. First tier, if the vehicle has less than 100,000 miles, it comes with a $2,000 warranty. Now that warranty doubles to $4,000 if the vehicle has less than 50,000 miles of warranty, or 50,000 miles on their vehicle. So let me get off. Let me talk to you a little bit. That's an incentive for a customer to do a service a little bit early. So I'm available to see y'all's chat if you can put the answer in the chat. When do you offer like a coolant service? At what mileage do you offer that first coolant service or that first transmission service? So at 45K, I love 45K because they qualify for that $4,000 of tier. So y'all are doing a real good job on that. If there is any service that you offer at that 60,000 miles, I would encourage you to bump that back just a tad to 50,000 miles or $49,999 to allow the customer to qualify for the full tiers of the warranty. Let me go back to sharing my screen. Next, transmission claims are reduced by 50% if you don't use our fluid. Nick, are they currently purchasing our transmission fluid or not?
No.
Okay, so with that, let me take it back off. So all of the tiers are cut in half. So before 50 would be $2,000, before 100 would be $1,000. You really ought to think about just using our fluid when you do a fluid exchange. I know things get testy with Ford and you have loyalty. I definitely don't want to mess any of that up for you in any regard. But again, you just ought to think about it. So I wanted to share that all of those items for just transmission fluid are reduced by 50%. Next, all mock claims can be handled locally. This is a real good one. Okay, let me take it back off. You're talking to your warranty claims department. So we want warranty claims. Reason that I say we want them, every time I see a warranty claim, I see our sales numbers go up, because when you believe it's real, your passion comes across to your customers, and your customers are going to believe it's real and they're going to buy into it more. But to make a claim, all you simply have to do is reach out to Jason or reach out to Nick, and they'll begin the process, which is real basic. Let me share it with you. Say you sold a brake fluid exchange today. And during spring break, you get a guy who drives his truck down to Daytona Beach and ends up overheated radiator and needs his radiator replaced or whatever. Do a coolant exchange today, and in spring break it goes out. You don't have to call India. You don't have to call Indiana. If you reach out to Nick, we will share with you the process. We're going to need a picture of the RO that you did today, where it says mock coolant exchange or the part number, which is best. But even if you give us an op code list that ties what our parts are in what op code, if you send that to us where you say, yep, they did it on December 23rd and now it's March 27th and their radiator's out, you take a picture of it with a little estimate form that Nick will send you that just says radiator needs to be replaced, customer states coolant is leaking everywhere. Now we can do this while we're in Daytona or at your dealership. I'll get to that in a minute. But that little estimate form, you take a picture of it, send it to Nick. Give him about an hour. We got to jump through some hoops with some ladies internally, but he's going to text you authorization or call you. Yep, fix it. Fix it just as if the customer were going to pay. I'm not asking you to discount your labor. I'm not asking you to do it for free. Fix it just as if the customer were going to pay. Take a picture of the RO where it's completed, send it to Nick, and we stroke a check back to the dealership. It's that easy. This would be one of the easiest warranty processes that you ever use. So, do we ask for fluid samples? Nope. Do we send out engineers? Nope. Is it only good at your store? Nope. Now, on that, I'm not asking you to drive business to another dealership, not asking you to do that at all. But if you have someone in the military or a business traveler or a soccer mom or dad who takes their kids to wherever God knows to play select baseball. I know I used to drive my daughter to San Antonio 5 hours to play soccer, and there was a soccer field 15 minutes from my house. So if you have one of those people and you get to know them, you can share with them that by doing service at Trotter, you get a warranty anywhere in the world. And I want to reiterate that again. By doing service at Trotter, you get a warranty anywhere. And I want you to think of it as your warranty, not mine. We don't want to be the heroes behind what you do. We only want to be the checkbooks. So I encourage you, and I'll share my screen with you again.
Here, I'm gonna jump in real quick, Mitch. I want to share a little story. So I had a store in Russellville, did a transmission service on a guy's car. The guy was about 2 or 3 months later. He was traveling through Kansas. Transmission went out in Salina, and so he took it to the dealership there. Got quoted to replace the transmission. Service advisor, he called the service advisor there in Russellville, said, hey, my transmission's messed up. Did that transmission service a few months ago. You told me about a warranty. Is that available? So she called me. She had never done a claim, just said, hey, Nick, this is the situation. Guys in Kansas, blah, blah, blah. I said, hey, I looked at the paperwork. Everything was good. Go ahead and fix it. Cut the check back directly to the customer because he actually had enough money. He was a doctor. He was able to pay for it out of pocket. So, and so he had already paid, and we actually just sent the check directly to him at his house. But I always like to share that story because we always talk about it, and it actually happened. So that doesn't happen a ton where people break down in other states, but it does happen. And I had an experience with that, and it worked flawlessly. And like Mitch said, all it takes is a phone call. You can call me or you can call Jason or just tell Mark, say, hey, Mark, I got an issue over here. Can you check with the mock guy? And he'll get in touch with us. But it's real and it absolutely works. So glad they called me that day because I just feel like what Mitch was saying is sometimes, I feel like people just, for whatever reason, they don't check. They don't ask the questions. They don't call the mock guy. And they don't verify. And I just wonder how many times does the customer pay for something out of pocket that they don't have to. So it never hurts to just check with us, even if you're not sure. Just give me a phone call, text me, get with Mark, say, hey, call the mock guy, ask about this, and let's start utilizing the warranty. I promise you'll see the value in it, and your customers will too. So anyway, That's all I got.
No, that's good. So, and you're hearing it straight from the horse's mouth. Now, what does it cover? Inside the brochure, if you open it all the way up into the middle, it'll give you detail. But let me just highlight it for you. It covers anything that fluid lubricates or touches, okay? Because like coolant doesn't really lubricate anything, it just keeps it cool. So if you have a part, if gear oil touches it, lubricates it, it's covered. If coolant touches it, lubricates it, it's covered. Except there are 2 exceptions that are big. It does not cover leaky lines and hoses. And when we go through our product knowledge class, if you guys do choose to go through a product knowledge class with me, I'll be a little more specific. Like it doesn't cover thermostats either. So there's one thing with coolant, but if we go through that class, it's another 45-minute class. I threw that in there. So that's what it covers. It's pretty comprehensive. Nice little warranty. Let me go back to sharing my screen again. Okay. Now our fuel warranty lasts 15,000 miles, and it covers fuel pumps and injectors. Now, let me come back off of share of screen. Maybe you guys can put this in your chat. When do you guys offer a fuel system service? And I'm assuming, Nick, they do like a 2321, or do you know their fuel kit? Or Jason, do you know their fuel kit?
They do 3371.
Cool, 3371 3-part kit. I like it. How often do you guys offer that kit? Do you ever do it every 30K? Do you do it every 20? What's your interval? Anybody know? 30K. Awesome. Let me share with you a little hole in your system and maybe present something that might work for you and yours. If you do a fuel system service at 30,000 miles, customer gets a warranty 15,000 miles, so it goes from 30,000 to 45,000 miles. But if we don't offer that service again until 60, the customer is going to have a big old 15,000 mile gap in coverage. So what I challenge you to do is get Nick or Jason to share with you our tank additive called Enhance. And I'm going to write that in the chat. If we offer that service at 30K, what I challenge you guys to at least think about is at 45K, we just offer them a bottle of Enhance. Then at 60,000 miles, we again would offer them that fuel system service that you guys are on now. That way the customer spends like whatever y'all's service is, $200, and then that tank additive would be like 40. And then a year later, 15,000 miles later, about a year, that big service again. So it goes big service, tank additive, big service, tank additive, to keep the customer without gaps in their coverage so they can perpetually be on that warranty without the necessity of spending that big amount every 15,000 miles. Nick, have you showed them Enhance? Jason, have y'all brought that by? What do y'all think?
I need to verify, Jason, do they still buy 1271 separately? Because
yeah, they still buy it.
Okay, so I don't know if
you can use 1271 just like it. The reason that I bring up Enhance, it is formulated. It's our newest tank additive for direct inject engines, and most of the engines that you guys are seeing now are direct inject. That's why I bring that up. So maybe y'all can do that, but you definitely need to add the tank additive in the middle of those services, and that is one of the bottles that's inside that 3-part fuel kit. And remember, that covers fuel pump and fuel injectors. Any questions, Nick? You good?
Well, I was going to throw out, so for them, in case they're not aware of the part number, when I say 1271, you guys have a tank additive right now that's there for that exact reason. So when y'all offer that service at 30,000 miles, and then they come back and spend 15,000 miles, you have a tank additive. It's part number 1271 that you can offer right now. As far as Enhance, that's something that I need to get with Mark and go over with, maybe that's a better option. But I just wanted to clarify that you guys do have that right now available to you if you're in that situation. So you have a tank additive that will extend the coverage 15,000 miles. So that's all I got now. Go ahead.
Next, do they do the oil additive?
Ooh, Jason.
Yes.
So, okay, cool. So the oil additive warranty lasts 10,000 miles. So you ought to do it every oil change, just in case somebody misses a 5K interval. It's every 10,000 miles, and it covers any internal lubricated part. Same tiers of coverage. If it's done before 50,000 miles or began, it's $4,000 of coverage. If it's done before 100, it's $2,000 of coverage. And all of those services or warranties can be renewed by doing the service again. So it should become a retention tool where customers get accustomed to hearing that pitch and coverage. and they expect it. They know the mileage that they have to come back. And that should help us keep some of those customers that flock to independent shops once they're out of powertrain warranty. So that's the nuts and bolts of the warranty. I want to throw in one more item. So let me share my screen. How I like to use the warranty when someone buys a service. First, this warranty brochure, I challenge you guys to take this mock logo off and put on the Trotter Ford logo. That'll make it, again, that's more of your logo. You can keep the rest of it the same. We've done this nationwide at Christian Brothers. I just think it gets a little buy-in from you and your staff. But even if you use our brochure, which is totally fine, let me share with you what I mean. When you guys sell a brake fluid exchange to someone who qualifies, what I'd like for you to do is take out one of these brochures, circle it 2 or 3 times, and then write in how many miles were on the vehicle when they did the service, and then add 30,000 to it and share with the customer when it's going to run out. Hand it to them. Say, hey, throw this in your glove compartment. If you ever have any issues with your brakes, you might have coverage. The preaching part of me definitely wants to make sure that you guys do this. Anytime someone leaves and purchase one of my services that qualify, I beg you to give them evidence that they have a warranty. Don't let them leave without knowing that they've already got this coverage. Don't let them drive to Tuscaloosa for a football game next fall and break down and stroke a check for a $900 water pump when Nick would have stroked a check for $900. To me, if you get any one thing out of this class, I urge you super strongly to give people evidence of the coverage that they already have. And look, times are hard today. I can't see you guys as on video, but all week I've been doing, hell, for 6 months, I've been doing these sessions, and I see people masked up, and I even start to tear up. I'm not kidding. I can show videos with you. You guys are out there, and man, COVID is real for people. It scares a lot of people. And, you know, it's just a lot tight. Money is tight with folks right now. We need to share with them when they invest in their car that not only do they get the peace of mind that their vehicle is going to last longer, but in the event that something bad does happen to them, that we're going to be there. And I say we loosely here. It's you who's going to be there. And again, I urge you, make this warranty your own. Give it to every single person that comes in. Is there any questions on the nuts and bolts of the warranty? If you want to put those in, you can put that in the chat or just simply type no. Once you do so, I'm going to share with you how I use the warranty as in my speech. So I definitely do not want you guys to come off like warranty salespeople. It's not about that. But I'll share with you how I use it in my speech. And I see so far there's no chat questions, so I'm just going to move on. Let me share my screen with you again. All right. I like to use the warranty as a way to overcome objections. So let me take it back off. Number one reason why anybody says no to buying a service, I'll type it in the chat. I'll answer my own question. Money. So what do you guys say right now? If somebody says, hey, I don't have the money for that brake fluid exchange today, I'm just a little bit short. What do you currently say? What's your current comeback? And since we're not on audio, I won't ask you to type in a bunch of response. What I normally get is somebody says, well, you can just do it next time. Or that sounds good, man, we'll just put it off. I don't want you to use that as your first way to overcome objections. First, you're not really overcoming an objection if you just say no. Second, your recommendation sounds weak if you don't back it up with anything special. So now what I want you to try to learn, and what the next class is going to be about, is a little more closing tools. But this is how I like you to use the warranty as a way to overcome objections. If you have notes, you can jot this down. I will type it. When someone says money, to me, that equals value. So what's the value? Well, by taking advantage of this brake fluid exchange today, you would qualify for a 30,000-mile warranty of up to $4,000 of coverage for essentially anything that brake fluid touches. For instance, right now at 39,000 miles, your F-150 has 4 brake calipers and none of which are covered under warranty. If any one of those were to go out, it costs you like $800 to replace. So see, that money becomes maybe an ounce of prevention beats a pound of cure. That warranty works really easily for someone who says, well, if they don't have $129 to spend on a brake fluid exchange, then they certainly don't have $700 to spend on a brake caliper. See how I did that? Now watch this. Second most common reason people say no to anything, especially a brake fluid exchange, is time. And when people say time, I think urgency. I'll put that in the chat. When somebody says that they don't have time to do a brake job today, what do you say? Well, you normally, if you're doing a decent job, you say, well, hold on, Cat Daddy, don't leave. Your brakes are in the red. If you go any farther, it's going to get, you're going to warp those rotors and we may have to replace them. It's going to be 2 times as expensive to do. Don't leave. Don't leave until I share with you all that. You build urgency. What's the same thing with brake fluid exchanges and my warranty? Watch this. You go to close the customer, you say, all I need your authorization, and say, dude, man, I ain't got time for no brake fluid exchange. I got to get the hell out of here. And you say, well, hey, wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't share with you this. By taking advantage of this today, you get 30,000-mile warranty of up to $4,000 of coverage for essentially anything that fluid touches. Let me give you an example. And you give them an example today. Well, what if the customer says, well, can I just do that next time? See, the reason that you can honestly say that you don't know, you do not know if this warranty is going to be here for you next time, is you just don't know when your dealership could make a change. Maybe you go with a chemical company and don't go with Mach that doesn't have a warranty. Or if you go with Motorcraft, if you do a brake fluid exchange using Motorcraft brake fluid, you know how much warranty you get on your brake calipers? 0. So see, it's not a lie to share with them that they should take advantage of this today. Now watch this. How about decision maker? Man, I got to talk to my old lady. I got to talk to my husband. With decision maker, I want to give information. Hey, make sure you share with them this. By taking advantage of this today, this is what you qualify for. 30,000-mile warranty, $2,000 coverage for essentially anything that gear oil touches. For instance, average breakdown of gear or replacement of gears, $900. That's what I want to try to help you avoid. See, it's the same speech every single time. That's my success cycle. When you start saying the same thing over and over and getting great results, you're going to be riding that success cycle with me. What I want you to not do is get into the habit of doing bad things over and over and get into what I call a rut team. That's a bad habit creates another bad habit and creates another bad habit. So use that warranty in your speech to overcome objections. It works for anything. Last one, OEM. When somebody says, well, Ford doesn't say that I got to do a coolant service. Hey, you're right. They don't, because conditions change and driving habits are different. But let me share with you this. By taking advantage of this warranty today, you qualify for a 30,000-mile warranty on your coolant. And right now, your water pump at 57,000 miles is no longer covered under warranty. Does everybody see how universal using that as a way to overcome objections can help your word tracks? Do y'all see it? Will you use it? Because see, if you do see it and you will use it, you will sell more. Now I'm gonna go back to my screen. We got a few minutes left in my little 45-minute session. Next class is gonna be much more about selling, okay? I call it my Green Pea class. It's my original sales class. I talk about walkarounds. I talk about setting up the multi-point inspections. But to tie into this warranty, I wanna challenge you guys and gals, if there are any gals. Do you have a speech like this that you're giving to your customers? So this speech is mine when my vehicle went back to the shop, it came back, and I had my recommendations. So you can follow along as you see my screen. Mr. Smith, our certified technician, Brian, has completed the multi-point inspection that you requested on your vehicle, and I'd like to share the results with you. You got a second? Man, cool. I got great news. Your vehicle's got 72,000 miles, and Brian graded your vehicle on 27 different items using that green, yellow, and red standard that we discussed earlier. He measured your battery cranking amps, and they were in the green. He measured your brake pad thickness, and it was in the green as well. However, your certified technician did mark one item of concern in the red. Based on time, mileage, and condition of your vehicle, he recommends that we do a brake fluid exchange. Do you happen to know what a brake fluid exchange does? Normally, they say no. Say, well, hey, what we want to do is get rid of all your old broken down brake fluid, replace it with brand new. That's going to help with the performance of that unit. It's going to help you stop better. It's going to help you avoid costly repair and breakdown. So that, along with your oil change, tire rotation, and other items, will bring your total investment today to $385.96. We can have it completed by 3 o'clock. All I need is your authorization. When they say no, and I don't care why they say no, I'm gonna say I understand, but I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't share with you this. By taking advantage of this today, this is what you get. You get a 30,000-mile warranty, up to $4,000 of coverage for anything your oil touches. Reason that it's important, you said you were going to keep this vehicle till the wheels fell off, right? Well, I want to make sure that if anything goes wrong with that engine, that you got $4,000 of coverage, and you sit there and shut up. When they say no, and not, it doesn't work for everybody. Of course it doesn't. If it wasn't, I'd be in, or if it did, I'd be in a bigger house. But when it doesn't work that second time, I back off and I use all those tools that I know you have, like forward credit cards or a coupon or a discount. Maybe I don't really like discounting, but if you got to, you got to. But that's that speech. So do you have a speech like that? Are you consistent with your speech? Do you sell everything the exact same way? I can share with you how to do it. It's one simple question. Do you know? Do you know what a blank does? And this is a part of my word tracks class. I challenge you to ask me, do you know what a brake fluid exchange does? If I say yes, then there's one solution. If I say no, it's the exact same thing. We're going to take out the old brake fluid, put in the new. You can ask somebody, do you know what a cabin air filter replacement does? No, what's it do? We're taking out the old cabin air filter, we're putting in a brand new one. It's going to help with this, it's going to help with that. Hey, do you know what changing your 4 tires will do today? Nah. Well, we're going to take off those old worn out tires, put on brand new tread. It's going to help you steal better and stop better. It's this amount of money, this amount of time. All I need is your authorization. Exact same speech every single time. The more you say it, the more confident you're going to be. The more confident you're going to be, the more you're going to sell. The more you're going to sell, the more confident you're going to be. And that's the success cycle. Do you see it? It's there with the walk around. It's there with the multi-point inspection setup. It's there in your shop with their multi-point inspections or their videos. It's there with your presentation. It's there with your active delivery and when you give a brochure and how you discuss it. That's what we got to do. When you do it, if you embrace it, you will sell more. I ain't guessing. I'm not Zoltar at the fair guessing how much Nick weighs to give him a stuffed panda bear. I'm telling you, if you do this, you will be successful. So, Nick, questions, comments, concerns, anything? I mean, I know we can't really talk to them, but anything else you want me to cover? We've gone, we got a little 45 minutes in, and I don't know if we're doing another class or whatever, but what else you want me to cover?
Well, I think right now that pretty much touched on everything we needed to. I would like to send over a list of all the available classes so that they can look at those, and then and moving into after Christmas and the new year, we can maybe get them back in here for some more training, whether that's something specific they want to do or they want to select one of the classes. I'd like to get that over. And then one other thing I'd like to tell them is as we were doing the training, I got it back from Mark, but we are building you guys a brand new menu. Looks absolutely outstanding. I mean, it is.
Okay. So menu is that's in my I have a class about everything we can sell outside. It's called LOF My Butt. I don't want to sell oil changes. I want to sell menu services. So when y'all get that done, man, I want to do another class. So keep going.
Okay.
You got me excited when you talked about menus. I'll shut up.
Yeah. So let's shoot for that. I'll reach out to them and we'll get this menu wrapped up, get it printed. And then also maybe we need to think about getting them some Trotter warranty brochures, get those customized so they can pass those out, and then follow up with the LOF class.
Cool.
But yeah, I think go ahead.
Just to share with you guys too, we can do a class at 9 in the morning and then do another one at 4 o'clock. Like they don't have to be back to back. I can take people in a small group. Hell, I could take all of y'all at the beginning of, before we go to work, but I'm super flexible. We only set stuff up just because it's normal time, lunch time, stuff like that. But it doesn't have to be back to back. I'm here for you guys. These classes are totally for free. If you have any concerns at all, I mean, if I don't know the answer, I know someone that does, and I'm really passionate about this. I hope you take us up on the offer of just honing your skills or whatever. And I have a role play class. I'll send you all the classes in the description of them, or I'll send it to Nick and they can send it to you. So that's cool. Anything else, Nick, Jason, we good?
No, I think we're good.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Well, man, thanks for taking some time before Christmas. I do want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas. If it wasn't for you folks out in the field doing the real work, it would not allow me the comfort and luxury of doing this job from the comfy confines of my home. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and you guys